Listen
Listen
to
to
your
your
own.
own.
Where are you? Where am I? Where are they? Head.
No regrets. Remember to
Remember
choose.
to.
All right. So, yeah, that's some good stuff there.
Deuteronomy, huh?
Deuteronomy. Yeah.
Deuteronomy, the book of the Bible, and also apparently a book that was describing. How much have we just been lied to, man?
Oh, dude. Like everything that we've been programmed to think, or yeah, how much is it lies? I feel like most of it is, honestly. That's why, like, you should discern things for yourself. You know, don't just like take things as they are, as people tell you they are. Like, I mean, I don't know exactly. Maybe that's the wrong terminology, but like, take them as like learning lessons, but also like don't take them at face value always. You know, do your own research.
Mm-hmm. Do your own research.
Yeah, and then discern your own truth. Find out your own truth.
This is crazy stuff. That
Yeah.
that all these. If what we're learning is true, like all these aliens and they were real, they really were walking around. Imagine how lucky our ancestors would have been to have actually met them and seen them and lived during a time of this.
Yeah.
That'd be freaking nuts.
Well, like that's the thing too, is like our parents and their parents' parents and whatever, they were forced to do certain things, you know?
It's true.
Like they were forced to like live a certain way. Like kind of how we are now. We're forced to live a certain way too. If you think about it, we're forced to get a job. We're forced, I mean, we don't have to do these things, but in order to survive in society and be a productive member of society, you have to do certain things. You're programmed to do these things. Back when they were like, you know, before they had like, I'm sure they had jobs, yeah, like shopkeepers had shopkeep, but it was all independent stuff, like in a sense, like not necessarily always independent, but there weren't corporations. There was like structured governments or like structured this, but there wasn't like, you know,
The
it was all family brought up. Like your dad started a business and then they took over the business. Like what
Okay, I
was it? Like
got you.
say you're a blacksmith or like a shopkeeper, or but say you didn't have a job, so you joined the army for like the king's army or something like that.
Dang. Okay,
And that's your job.
that was your job, yeah.
Yeah, like that's what it was back then though. Like whatever they was available for them to work. But people who didn't work, what did they do? They just did their own thing and survived off the land. you
Yeah,
know
right. How did they?
yeah. They
Was
just
there?
survived off the land. That's all they did.
Imagine. I bet you there wasn't even like who would have been coined a lazy person back then.
Right.
Because if you were lazy back then you wouldn't survive and you'd die.
Probably like I'm sure they had homeless people and bums and shit too. you know Poor people, they call them.
Yeah, but dang, like at a time where you're still just living in a fucking hut, like
Right.
how much more poor are
And
they?
you have to build your own shit. And if you
Yeah, there
don't
was
build your
that.
own shit, you're fucked.
There was that too,
And
right?
like, did they taxed the land too, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they did, like the kings. But you were under their protection. That's the whole thing, you know. But now that we don't have that hardly, like that's like I don't know. Since we have all this shit now, we have different way of living. Now we have to get a job, or we're fucking lazy and we're pieces of shit. Or non-productive members of society.
And we can't support ourselves. We
That
can't live off the land the way that people used
No,
to.
you can't. You can't just because people own the land, quote
Yo,
unquote, whatever owning land is.
bastards. Own it.
Yeah, like you can't own your own land because even if you do own land, you're still paying taxes on it. That's not true owning something. When you truly own something, you don't have to pay for it anymore.
For reals.
I don't know. It's such a hard concept for people to like grasp, though. Like not living with money. Like there has to be a barter system, though. I understand that. But like perfecting that barter system is the issue, I think.
Perfecting it.
Yeah, because like, okay, we could do universal income. That sounds like a good idea. But I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, maybe not everybody should get like, say they started with 50,000. Maybe it shouldn't be 50,000. Maybe people who don't have a hard job and they work at like McDonald's, they should get like at least 30,000. That's fair,
Okay.
you know. And then they don't have to pay the 10% or whatever. But
Okay.
anybody who makes 50,000 or gets 50,000 because they work 40 hours and it's a pretty decent job, you know, mentally and physically,
Okay.
you know, and so you get 50,000, but you have to pay 10%, which is $5,000. So
Gotcha. Alrighty.
I don't know. There's definitely a system that we haven't figured out yet that would work for everybody, you know,
Mm-hmm.
all parties involved, not just we owe this country this money and they owe us. Or, like, why do we owe people money? Like, we're the ones that created money. Why do we have to owe other people money? What do we even owe them? You know, goods? No, we owe them money. How?
Just straight money.
What did they do? Just give us this money and hope we'd pay them back? Like, they knew this money was not going to be paid back ever. You know, it's just basically they own us at that point.
Maybe they knew that too.
That
That
they
was the
do, of
point.
course they do. Yeah, that's
Huh.
the whole point of central banks,
Yeah, yeah.
is so that the people who own the banks own us, and only 100 people supposedly own the world. That's fucking nuts, though.
A
To think
hundred,
that
huh?
that's what they say. I don't know if that's true or not, but they call them the top 1%, the elite. You know, like, I don't want these people running my life no more. Do you?
No.
And like, what can we do? And like, my girlfriend made a good point on that. Like, what are you gonna do? Stop buying shit? You stop working? No, you can't fucking do that.
No. You can't do that either.
No, you just have to revamp the whole system, and nobody wants to seem to do that. They just want to keep getting jerked off.
Mm-hmm.
Not even jerked off, getting fucked
Freaking
in the ass, because being jerked off is fun.
dang, right?
Being fucked in the ass isn't fun.
It's not fun.
I mean, it might be for some people, but not
It
anybody
hasn't
that I know. No, it's fun.
it hasn't been fun.
The metaphor of being fucked in the ass is not fun, especially if you don't want it.
Indeed.
If you want it, good, no judgment. But like, I don't want that shit.
This is not that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. People are like, what could I do? I'm only one person. Well, that's it right there. Change your mindset. Don't say I'm only one person. Say, well, I'm one person. What can I do? You know, like, I thought that way too. Like, I'm only one person. What can I do? But like, now I'm starting to think like changing my mindset. I am one person, and what can I do? And I started thinking like, just talk about shit and get it out there. You know, open up people's minds, reach as many people as you can. That's the only real thing you can do.
Yeah, I still have that mindset.
It's, yeah,
That's why I haven't voted yet.
right. I don't vote only because I don't believe in the voting system as a whole. I just don't believe it. If you're gonna tell me one vote counts, then fucking show me that one vote fucking counts, and let me be the final vote, and I'll show you the fucking vote that will win, and it won't be none of these fucking dumbass motherfuckers that we keep bringing in to fucking presidency.
Be
I would take a fucking celebrity, any celebrity over these motherfuckers, dude.
celebrities, yeah.
Like, I would take like Keanu Reeves. That'd be my number one pick. You know, hands down, he'd be the first pick if he was like, I want to run for president. Dude, I would vote for him. I would fucking register just to vote for him.
For Keanu Reeves, yeah. Yeah, there's never been like a single bad piece of press
And
about
who
him.
knows? Like, maybe he doesn't want to be president. There's got to be a good celebrity or good somebody, like even The Rock, dude. Like, I would vote for The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson, huh?
You know, fuck, dude. Like, I feel like most of these celebrities like now are starting to be awakened. You know, like being that term being awoken is like starting to become mainstream in a sense. You know, because like it used to be not, or people didn't used to say like, oh, I'm getting, you got good vibes, or like, I mean, they did and they didn't. It wasn't like, I don't know.
It wasn't that way.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't referring to it.
Like, vibes were just like feeling good and feeling, which is, it's kind of the same thing, but like when you're talking about an individual, you're like they're vibing, you know, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
that means they have a good energy about them, I guess, something like that. I mean, who would you pick for president though? Like if you
Man,
presidents like uh celebrities.
I don't know. It would probably be a woman just
Oh
because
yeah,
also.
not necessarily. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily have to be a celebrity per se. It could just be like someone you know or someone that's well known in the community. Even like Elizabeth April, I'd
Right.
vote for her.
I've
She'd be the dopest president ever. You know, honestly, like if people don't know who Elizabeth April is, man, you should look her up. She's very fascinating.
anyone's gonna be better than
Dude,
yeah.
anybody is better than. Yeah, you're right. Like Robert Kennedy, I would vote for him. You know, I don't like. I've never even listened to the guy before, but like just knowing that a Kennedy is running independently makes me want to vote for him.
Yeah,
I don't even know what he stands for, but I know he stands for other anything else other than what these motherfuckers are standing for. These
independent.
incompetent folks like Trump and Biden. Like Trump is better than Biden as like he can at least speak his fucking mind and shit. He's like personally, whatever you could think of, whatever you want about the guy. You know, he wasn't the greatest president, but he wasn't a terrible president. You know, fucking gas was like $1 something after before he left, and now look at gas; it's like $4 almost.
Yeah, it's getting there again.
Stupid. And don't you can't tell me that the president has nothing to do with it. He's letting all these fucking bills slide and letting all these fucking people slide. It's not just the president; it's Congress. They're all involved. They all own part of the oil companies and shit.
Right.
They all do this shit. That's why I think we should have shorter term limits for Congress and an age limit too.
Yeah.
For real, bro. Like once you're fucking like 65 or 70, you're done. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want you no more.
I feel like 70 is probably pushing it too.
70 is pushing it, but Trump is like 70 something. He's like 75, I think, or 77.
Yeah.
And that is pretty yeah, like
yeah.
old. Like just give it up, Trump. Give it up, everybody who's older than fucking 65.
For real.
The retirement age is 65. Why is it fucking these jobs that are important jobs, really important jobs, supposedly? You know, these are people that are in charge of our country, our master in chief. Why the fuck are we hiring people for that are dumbass motherfuckers, dude? Why are we voting for these fucking people? Oh yeah, because our votes don't count.
That's right. Yeah. This place is it's already been bought, sold, and paid for a long time ago.
You know what though? It's not like they're paying certain people to pay the votes. No, they're paying for advertising. They're paying for all this shit to go through the right way. That's what they're paying for. That's why presidents are bought in. Whoever has the most money. And because Trump had more money at the time, he became president. That's just simple fucking facts. He has his own money. He's not part of the top 1%. He may or may not be, but I don't think he really is. But that's why people hate him though, because he's different than all the other presidents. He bought himself in to presidency. All these other presidents had other people buy them in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the richer people, the ones that can't afford the shit. But since Hillary was the only other choice,
Fucking right.
and the Rockefellers and Rothschilds aren't what they used to be. You know,
Yeah,
they're still pretty rich, but they're not as fucking rich as they used to be.
Oh, okay.
They're not, dude. Like they're losing their hold on the thing, on like the economy and shit.
Yeah, with
and, like,
people like Bezos
and
Elon
Musk.
Even probably like Oprah's in there too.
Yep. And they're the independent people trying to fucking make the space program cheaper for everybody. Tell me, I would vote for Elon Musk if he fucking ran for president, dude.
That'd be crazy.
That would be, dude. Like he would be more competent. Like he works fucking 80 hours a week, 80 hours plus a week. You know, he's always doing shit, dude. He's always starting new companies, always fucking looking for the future and shit. Like that's the kind of president I want. Someone that's looking for a better future, not someone that's like, oh, they're coming at us like this, bro. You know, like fuck. That's what I just think when I think about the last two presidents. They're just like, oh, look at me, I'm cool, I'm the president.
Twitter wars.
Fuck yeah, Twitter wars. Shit, like, dude, it's so stupid. And then like the presidents before that, Obama, they had to put him into office because, like, who else are you gonna pick? Nobody at the time, really, you know. And then Bush was before him. He was a fucking moron too.
Both of them are.
Yeah.
Both Bushes. Nah, I don't know.
I mean, Senior was, I guess, a little. He was more articulate. He was like a better speaker,
Mm,
but like he was still fucking corrupt, you know.
yeah, for sure.
But I think he was just more of a pawn than anything. I don't feel like his whole being is like negative, but he was just a pawn, and he just did what he had to do because he was told to do it.
Yeah,
And
I can
then,
see that.
you know what I mean? Because like I just don't feel like he was a bad person per se. Or,
Bush Senior? Of
yeah,
both the Bushes or what?
no, Bush Jr. He's a pawn too. Like he was just a fucking idiot though.
That's what I always hear.
George W. Yeah, he's just a fucking moron. We shouldn't have voted a fucking moron in the presidency. And look, we just do it all the fucking time. At least the last, like, W, and then like Trump, like he's a little more there than W was, but like he's still a fucking chauvinistic fucking douchebag. His personality is, you know, but he's
Yeah,
rich,
it is.
and it comes with the territory. Like I'm not knocking the guy because he's rich. I'm knocking him because he's just a fucking idiot when he speaks. Sometimes he doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. You know, and
Or just
being a
say,
president is about like showing being respectful, and he, in a way, he kind of was, but in a way, he wasn't. You know, he's like, oh, North Korea, this and that. Oh, fucking
yeah, the China virus, just the terms he decided to use as a
yeah,
president, like,
exactly. And just like stupid shit like that was just like, why are you even saying this shit, dude? And Twitter too. Like, get the fuck off of Twitter and be fucking president, dude. I don't care that you tweet this at 3 in the fucking morning. You know, like nobody gives a fuck.
but all, but yeah, it's nuts that we have that now.
No, a president should be professional and should be fucking all about the people, not about their fucking pocketbooks. I mean, I'll give Trump one thing. He did donate his fucking presidency check or whatever they give him, 250,000 a year. He donates that shit, as far as I know. I mean, yeah, he's rich, and that's what rich people do. They donate money so they don't have to pay taxes. I get that. You know, I would do the same thing. Anybody would do the same thing that has a fucking brain.
Right?
You know,
If you could, yeah,
it's hard to
definitely.
knock rich people for not doing it, but it's bullshit that the governments don't go after them. You know, they go after poor people or like Wesley Snipes, someone like him, just because he did tax evasion. Okay, these other motherfuckers are evading taxes, but because they know the loopholes around this shit, you just look the other way. That's fucking bullshit. Change the fucking policies to where they have to fucking pay,
Yep, but they
but
won't.
they don't because it's them who has to pay.
Yeah, they're the ones who are benefiting right now. So why
Yeah,
would you change it?
so fucking stupid. I don't know. I know we went from like the Bible to this shit, but like seriously though, like this all has to do with that. It's all brainwash. Do the research yourself. Don't just read the Bible and be like, okay, God will save us. No,
Yeah, because
God will only save you if you do the work. And then really it's you doing the fucking saving because you're
yeah,
saving yourself.
that God is not the God. So
Yeah, like the God that they say isn't the God of the Bible. Like I've always kind of felt weird about it. You know, I want to believe this shit. I want to believe that stuff when I was a kid, but I just never like could bring myself to accept it for as it is. So I was always looking out to find new ideas and new ways of looking at things, you know. And then I put the pieces together myself. I don't like take what they say for face value. I read it, I research it, and if I hear it again that backs it up, kind of, they, a lot of these stories do go together, and it just verifies more information that you gain.
and that we've been lied to forever.
Yeah. I mean, I know it sucks. Like when I found out that we were lied to, and like it just pissed me off. It made me like lash out. But now instead of doing that, I'm doing productive stuff.
And I still don't know like how far back did it go? Did it start?
Like the corruption.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been around for a while, ever since Moses left the desert, and like they started changing the religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently what Moses was doing, he didn't leave. From what I've been hearing lately, is he got kicked the fuck out of Egypt because he was desecrating all their shit. That's why the Sphinx is fucking broken off. That's why some of the shit is scratched and broken because he did that shit. And then they kicked him the fuck out of there. And he stole the manna machine because he wanted to believe in the one true God, which is Enlil or something, Enki or Enlil, one of the two.
Man, that's nuts.
Yeah, that's what these researchers, like Forbidden Knowledge, like Billy Carson, that's what they're finding out right now. He even said he, like, when he's in Egypt and his Forbidden Knowledge group is there, they make all the other tour groups like leave because he's telling the truth. He's telling them about aliens, about these fallen angels that are gods, but they're not gods. They're
the
just beings that are like immortal beings. You know, they've been around since the beginning of time, probably, or at least maybe a little bit after that. You know?
But where the hell did they come from? That's
I still think creation is true in a sense of like God is like just a immaculate being. You know, maybe there's more than one, whatever, but there's like an all-knowing, all-powerful, knowledgeable source of like God energy or
source. The source.
Source, yeah.
Okay, a source.
And that had to create beings that were immortal so it could like create other shit. You know, like the point of life is to be infinite, so it has to like create things to like develop itself, you know, and we're just like a part of that.
Does that mean he got bored then? Why start at
Either
all?
that or just, well, like maybe just because like life is, I don't know, you just have to create things in order to have things.
But I mean, like he didn't
like, what's
have,
the point?
right? It didn't have to. If he's bodiless
Yeah.
and like floating in the empty
Yeah.
void, like what
Like,
all of
what's
a
the
sudden,
point?
yeah, why did he decide to be like,
I don't know. I've thought of that before too, and like it's hard to grasp. Like
it
I
is
kind
hard.
of figured it as like my own sense of like if I was that being, like what would I do? I would probably create things too, just because maybe you are bored, or maybe you're just lonely, or maybe you're just like, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm gonna create this awesome thing, and it's gonna be great. You know, I don't know. It could be anything, really. Could be any reason.
Was there did dimensions and
Maybe
all
they,
that exist before them?
yeah,
Or did this
maybe that created all those
the
dimensions.
being created also alternative realities and
Alternate realities, yeah.
all that stuff?
Yeah. Maybe it's more than one being though. Maybe like, you know, they sprung up here and there and just like randomly and throughout the fucking nothingness. Do you
Man.
think, like, I think that like before that happened, you know, God or whatever, it had to, like, there was void or nothing. It's scary to think about if you just like think before everything existed was just like nothing. If that's the case, what would it be? You know, like, I don't know, but like
Just nothing.
it's scary to think about. But realistically, when you put yourself in that mindset, it's kind of meditative, really. And then you could just like force yourself to do whatever you want. Like think from that perspective of like what what would you do if you were the first being to ever exist? You know,
I can't even start.
I know it's crazy.
Man.
You could drive yourself crazy, crazy, crazy.
But why?
I don't know.
But why?
I don't know.
But why?
I don't know.